Today I'm going to give you 5 tips to stand out on your sales calls if that's something that you do. So you can be looking good, you can be sketching stuff, you can be sharing stuff and generally cementing yourself in the minds of your potential customers. And stick to the end because I'm going to play some Christmas piano. This is Squares TV App Lab number 94, where we talk about ways to improve your remote communication abilities. This is a lab on After Hours and going out live on YouTube. If this content seems familiar, it's because I kind of did it last week, but it was a bit rushed and there were some technical problems. So this time I'm just going to try and get a good recording of it. And you see I'm in my sort of like Christmassy jumper today, just trying to sort of like, this is the last one of the year. I'm Michael Forrest. I make video, pencil, shoot and CueCam Presenter, among other things. This is some of the other things I've made. And so yeah, let's just jump straight into the updates. So I was on eCam for Educators yesterday talking all about video pencil. So that was a good fun show. So if you want the link for that, that's in the eCam Discord, and just hit me up if you want to. I'll maybe drop it somewhere if you want to see that. But basically I kind of went over a few it was interesting because the question was asked like how many people are using video pencil, and sort of like most of the hands went up, and I was like, okay, that's pretty good. So eCam for Educators, we've got lots of people, and I was just able to answer some more of the esoteric stuff. But the biggest thing was David Paskin was asking me, if your connection system isn't NDI, what is it? What is it called? And I was like, you know what? It needs a name. So that's something I'm going to be thinking about. Like what do we call our sort of efficient AV transfer system that lets us send video between these devices and send control messages and power the teleprompter and power all this different stuff. I need something that sort of sounds like a protocol, and we can start calling it. So it's not NDI, it's not continuity, it's not handoff, it's whatever, Squares Tech or Shoot Kit or whatever. So that's that was yesterday. And then other than that, I have been just working hard on CueCam, trying to get it ready for a new beta. So every day brings a new challenge. Hopefully it's, where I'm just hoping it's stable and not weird today. I did notice, like, if it does crash today, it's because I made the toolbar customizable and something, I've angered the Apple gods somewhere. But hopefully it's... so I discovered a problem yesterday when I was trying to demo Video Pencil where I'd broken the alternative. So when I share my Video Pencil screen, then I need to put something different on that screen, because otherwise we get like an infinite hall of mirrors. And I'd broken the thing that kind of checks that whether it should do that. And I found that today. So there's loads of little things to find, because again, I've done a lot of changes to the underlying code, all in the name of making it a more better performance, simplifying stuff, and then also making, transforming the user interface, bringing sort of some new things into that will hopefully make a lot more sense. But yeah, so that sort of that mirror thing kind of kept me up last night as I was trying to go to sleep, feeling sort of unprofessional. But anyway, let's talk about. I'm just gonna jump straight into the sales thing. I hope you're okay with that. But also I'm noticing that I am not hearing things in my little headphone. So I just want to make sure that everything's coming out. I should be getting it, but hey, I think I see that this little wireless earpiece has been connecting into places it shouldn't. Anyway, let's talk about 5 tips. This is like so not me, but 5 tips for sales success. Okay, we got onto this screen without it crashing, which is good. Switched documents. So 5 tips for success. So the first tip I have is create a CueCam doc for each call that you're going to go on. So if you're someone that does a lot of sales calls, you use a CRM like Salesforce or whatever, and this has all this information about the person you're talking to. So it's their name, it's got their, I don't know, like marital status, like segmentation information, some information about recent stuff. But that's like it's quite a lot to be sort of looking down at in the middle of a call. So you should really sort of like just create a little CueCam doc and just summarize the important stuff. Just on a card like this, just put it on a card, and then once you've got that, when you present that, you're going to see when you're talking to them, so you can select your Zoom window, you can put it in the teleprompter. It works the same with Shoot. I'll show you that in a minute. But this is just going to let you maintain eye contact, not only while talking, but also while kind of like sort of seeing the notes that you want to see. And so if you do have a little bit of structure to the call, that's when you can start like adding in new slides. So this is just like, yeah, tip one for if you're sort of like, if you're up and running with CueCam, you're using it instead in Zoom instead of like just the plain camera. This is a way that you can start to like, you know, like start to sort of develop some superpowers with people that you're talking to. And like you could automate some of this with a browser extension. So talk to me if you want some help with this. So I'm picturing like we could just put a browser extension that's like copy summary. It could do like an AI summary, or double check it before you use it. But like maybe like take a little AI summary of the page, or just, you know, take the key stuff. It'll just turn it into text and like fire up a CueCam document, and you can either copy it in or just launch a document. So that's something we could have a look at. Tip number 2 is pre-record demos. So bring in demos as videos whenever possible. So CueCam does make it incredibly simple to bring in a web browser for live demos, and there's a lot of stuff you can do to sort of like ease that. So you can sort of make it jump to specific pages at specific times. You can make it send keyboard shortcuts. You can, you know, so you could do sort of a lot of stuff to make those demos more reliable. But actually, I think it's better just to take a screen recording, at least for the sort of initial ones where you're not quite, you know, the stuff that's pretty sort of repeat. It's kind of hard to do again, but it's pretty easy to, it should be just something quick to demo, and you don't want to be like clicking about. I'm sort of assuming software demos here. So this way you can just annotate and narrate the footage without worrying about technical hiccups. So, and then if something isn't clear, you can scrub back and forth. So let me see if I can show you this. So, what you'll do is you'll record your screen using the screenshot app on your Mac and just drag the recording directly into a CueCam card. So here is, oh look, it's brought in my background. Let's see, are we expecting a video here? Maybe not. So let me just show you that. Then. So if we just make a document, I will go into what I'll do is I will share my CueCam screen. So we're going to go share, pick app. I'm just going to share my screen. We'll see, but like you're not going to see CueCam necessarily. Oh look, we've still got that YouTube video playing, so I'll just pause that. So if we now go, what do we need to do? Right, so on your Mac, let's just hide that browser and just sort of like hide everything. And hide the Zoom meeting. So what you do is, and let me just make it so that you can see CueCam as well. So we're going to get some Hall of Mirrors, but this one is sort of not necessary, unfortunately. So here's your document. And like, let's say you're demonstrating how to use like YouTube, for example. So let's just like sort of zoom out of there and come back to here and say, okay, like if you wanted to sort of, so what I do is I fire up Spotlight. You can click on the little button up here, which you should be seeing. So that brings up the Spotlight search, and I just search for screenshot. And then what you can do is just, it brings up, brings it up onto the other screen. There's a little thing where you can select the area you want to record, and sort of crop that in, and then just start press record. So sort of find the bit you want to record, hit record, and just go, okay, we're going to go to home. We're going to go to sort of find this thing. Hey, look, it's a video. We're live. Like, how do you do this? And then we stop the video up there. And now that goes onto your desktop. So you're going to find that here on your desktop. So I'm just pressing the button to reveal my desktop here. And so you can just grab that from your desktop, come to CueCam, and there's just on a card, you can just drop that in, right? And what that's going to do is that's going to convert that to like a sort of webcam friendly format. And then that's just going to live on the card. And now you've got it here. And you have a couple of options of what you can do with the videos. So you can sort of set the playback rate. You can make it mute your mic if it's something that you don't want to be talking over. You can sort of like scrub through that, but you can also like trim that video and say, okay, I just want it to start here, end here. Or something I really like doing is sort of scrub to a point, like, okay, at this point, I'm going to have another card. I'm going to split it across 2 cards. So it's like notes for myself on the first bit, and then, you know, notes for myself on the second bit. So now, when we present this, so what I'll do now is I will stop sharing on CueCam. I will stop the CueCam share and then go into demo mode so I can show you this. So if we go into demo mode now, hopefully it will be on the right screen. Which screen is it? Oh no, yeah, we're on the right screen. So now when we present this, it's gonna. Is this gonna crash? No. Right. So you see that's playing back, but like while that's playing back, I can actually grab my iPad, and I can be scrubbing back through from the iPad. I can just sort of like move through that video, and then I can, like, as part of that, I could say, oh look, here at this point, we found this live video, and I could like spotlight. I could say, here's the interesting bit. I could use the laser pointer on there, and I could also, I don't know if this will work with, yeah, I could also zoom in on that and say, hey, here's the interesting thing, and just make sure you look at this and look at this. And this is how you're gonna be able to sort of not worry so much about driving the video as you are, well, not so much driving, like clicking on the right thing on the website, as kind of being able to say, look, okay, here's the thing, and someone says, oh, I missed that, what did you just do then? You can just like scrub back a little bit and kind of point out what you just did, and you don't have to sort of like somehow, you know, if you press the back button, that's not really going to kind of put the state back how it was, if that makes sense. So it's just a good way to make sure that like stuff is repeatable, stuff is like you're able to be super clear with it. So tip 3 is shoot as your webcam, screen and teleprompter. So if you don't have a teleprompter like me, so I just showed you that footage of the teleprompter, but if you don't have that, you can actually use your iPhone as a screen and send whatever you want to that screen. So in this case, usually you can send the program feed, so I can see, you know, on my teleprompter I've currently got what I'm broadcasting. But if you want to show something, if you want to like put your Zoom call into that, then you can just, there's a drop down that lets you sort of select whatever other window on your computer, and that's literally going to go through to your phone screen. And this is just better because for a start, like laptop cameras are a bit low down, so people sort of tend to see a bit of a like under your chin angle, which is one of the least flattering angles. It's like you want a slightly above angle really for a flattering angle, and like you want shadows under the chin, and like, so it's just like it's just not a very flattering angle to have. And also the laptop cameras aren't very good, so if you can put your phone on a stand at eye level, then it's just going to be a bit more engaging. And then because we have all this other stuff, you're going to be like this. You're going to be able, so this is, you see zoom on here. You see that's the zoom window that's coming from the Mac, and here are like my notes. So your teleprompter notes are just going to appear in there. This is, you know, the icon for the remote feed. So if you just want to see the camera again, you can just tap that and bring that back. But this is just a really powerful way of being able to just get so much out of your iPhone. Just, you get a good camera, you get a really good, you get a teleprompter, and you get like that, you get to be able to see that other person and make that eye contact. All this with that device that you already have, hopefully. And yeah, just to get those notes to appear, you're just going to create one of those CueCam docs and press play, and that's going to bring the stuff up onto your teleprompter. And it's just all about not looking down. So tip 4 is bring your iPad. So Video Pencil, like, just, there's nothing like just being able to quickly draw on your screen. And Video Pencil, it does some very clever stuff in order to connect to CueCam. So in the same way that Shoot connects to CueCam, again, we need like a name for this connection protocol. Auto connect with CueCam, that's all I've got. So you've got, you know, you've got your webcam up here. Well, you've got your screen, you've got your laptop here. That is sending CueCam's feed onto the iPad, and then whatever you draw, gets sent back to what you're doing. So it just means you can see where you're drawing, and you can sort of use different tools, and you can sort of do things. So you can actually like prepare a diagram and then trace over that, and it will just look like you're quite good at drawing. So you'll be like, okay, this is the hierarchy of needs for your business, and you could literally put in like a template that lets you kind of like draw, so that you're not like running out of space. And then there's sort of like some good storytelling techniques where if you start dragging that up, you can sort of have, you can sort of start to tell a story with your drawings and sort of like make a little comic strip. But so there's a lot of potential. And just the ability to kind of go, like send a little sparkle through the sky is just, it's just a really good way to, especially at Christmas time, So if you are sharing your screen on your Mac, so if I were to just go back to sharing, I guess, YouTube again, well, I'll just share I'll share Arc, I think, this time. Let's just pick browser. So here's our screen share. So it's the live. So if we were to look down here, I could like zoom in from my iPad. I can just sort of like go, okay, I want to be. Let's scroll up so we're in the right place. I can just sort of like scroll in. I can zoom in and out on that feed directly from the iPad. And just like move around it, and so I can just be here. I can be going, okay, here's the chat area. I'm not seeing anything. Hey, put something in chat. Like, you just have to type down there. It's down here, and just put something up there, and then I'll know you're there. So that's something that's really handy to do. And then you can either, you can sketch out ideas just, directly here, and you can be like, okay. And it's just a nice way to not be like waving your hands around chaotically, And then, again, the laser pointer lets you, if you are sharing a deck or something, it's just another way. If you can share a keynote, if that's what floats your boat, and you can still kind of like, laser point it and stuff, in which can be really good. And then the fifth tip is just, you can build up a CueCam document library. So with CueCam, you can actually share the CueCam documents with other members of your team. So you can then build up a library of short scripts with notes, images, and video clips, which anyone can bring in at a moment's notice to explain some feature or process. So you're all going to just look a lot more knowledgeable about the details of your products thanks to the teleprompter and pre-packaged demos. So you can, you could do this on a shared, so you could just basically use the file system and have a shared network drive with your CueCam docs. Anyone can just go in and grab them and just like, either copy it or, just edit it if you just want to sort of keep that all in one place. And when they open that, you'll just get all the videos, you'll get all the stuff, the pictures that are in there, you'll get all the speaker notes, and you'll just sort of select you'll just use your camera, or use your desktop, hopefully, and you'll just be able to do it like that. So you could use just a shared network drive. You could use Dropbox, like Office 365 or whatever your company uses. You could just start building a little bit of a database there. And then if you are like wondering, like sometimes you just do want an asset out of another CueCam document, a really good tip is if you just quickly want to grab something, all the files, if you go to the Doc tab, all the files in that document are just listed under media, and if you click the little magnifying glass, that's just going to take you straight to that file. You can just drag it into a different document and it will kind of import it into the other document. So that's something I use when I can't, I'm like looking for the music that I needed, or I'm looking for a specific video. I don't want to I'd save as or anything. I can just go and find that file and grab it directly out of the CueCam bundle. CueCam Cloud is something that I sort of use a version of this potentially exciting thing. So basically, CueCam Cloud is a product a way to set up your library with CueCam, so you can build up a knowledge base that works on your website as well as your teleprompter. So the idea is like you'd be able to quickly search from inside CueCam and then just like grab the right document, and that's either slides or notes like that. So you're just like typing something in when you're on a call, sort of quickly bring something up from your library. And so the way that exists at the moment is like, I have a version of this which lets me edit all my help documents on the website in one place, and then I just have a little link on the website where I can download that as a CueCam script. It'll bring in all the images. It'll kind of like, if there's an animated GIF, it will bring in the video file that I've sort of made at the same time. So this is something that I can see being invaluable to, you know, a lot of companies, but it's something that you'll have to work with me directly to sort of like, you know, make it work the way that you need it to work. So that's just something I wanted to sort of put out there, that there is a website for it. I'll just show you that there is a landing page for CueCam Cloud, which I will just go cuecampresenter.com/cloud, and if I just quickly share my, if I just share Arc, so basically CueCam Cloud, you know, seamless integration, dynamic presentation tools, and just like there's a web page for that you can look at and get in touch with me about. So that is my 5 tips, and we're 20 minutes. And John says it's great to share just anything to achieve reactions. A quick use of CueCam changes the meeting dynamic. It really is. It's interesting, isn't it? Because as soon as one person does it, like I heard about this the other day. Someone had used Video Pencil on a call, and like everyone sort of like went, "Hey, what did you just do?" And this is just like, because we're so early in this journey. It's like if you start doing this stuff, it's not very hard to do with CueCam, but like it is genuinely gonna start blowing people's minds. So I think that's exciting. That's an opportunity for you. You know, the sooner you sort of start like doing this, the more novel it's going to seem to people, right? Like it's like anything. So yeah, let's come back to the main deck. And thanks for sharing 5 tips. That's okay, Tony. I think that was. I'm not going to do a too long one today because I was live last week at 9 in the evening until like 10:30. It's the last week before Christmas, but what I am going to do is play you a little bit of music. But first, we are going to break the fourth wall. So I wanted to play some music on stream. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab I'm actually, like, another thing that's really good with Video Pencil, that is just something I don't even think of, is you can just select the back camera and you can be like instantly showing your room. So basically I've got this is out of storage now. So this is like my modular rig. I've got my piano, I've got the deluge, I've got the synth, and so there was a lot of wiring to get all this stuff behaving again. This is the piano. So I use an iPhone 6S as my like a Bluetooth MIDI controlled piano sampler, basically, partly because it's the last device that has a headphone socket it's nice and compact, and it just, like, these piano apps have been around forever, so they don't need a super powerful phone. So now I can sort of play the piano on the big piano that's going via a lot of MIDI routing, and actually, like, I did have a problem with some crackling on it because it was double triggering because I'd changed how it worked because I used to use a different keyboard. Now I've got my big piano. So I did a lot of troubleshooting to get the audio stuff, and then I got Shoot set up as an external camera for CueCam and fixed like a long-standing like smoothness glitch that I'd noticed has been happening with Shoot. So future release of CueCam, once I get it out, is going to make Shoot a lot smoother. And then I thought, oh god, it'd be really good if I could use EasyVJ. But so EasyVJ is my app that lets me sort of like show visuals when I'm playing music, and it just automatically kind of like cycles through different background videos and does some different effects and things. So I made like, but it only has it only has a siphon outputs, and CueCam doesn't have siphon. Ecamm has siphon. CueCam doesn't have siphon, so I added siphon inputs to CueCam, but then I realized I was going to need Shoot input to EasyVJ because I can't find my Air server license, which is used to do it wirelessly over siphon. So now EasyVJ has shoot name this connection protocol built into it as well, so that I could connect shoot to EasyVJ, and then EasyVJ siphon feed could come into CueCam, so that I could play you a bit of music and the visuals wouldn't be too boring. So what we're going to do is, first I'll say, like, before I go, like, come and find us on Discord. There are over 300 people in there now, so you can get help even when I'm not awake at squares.tv/discord. I see a question from Tony. What is your main camera and how many connected iOS devices? Right now I have a Canon R6 on kind of a cheap USB HDMI dongle, and I have my iPad is connected with Video Pencil, and then Shoot is over just today is just over there. But I did have Shoot was connected to both CueCam and EasyVJ earlier, so I was remote controlling it from CueCam, but taking the video feed into a different app. So, like, it's kind of crazy. Like, there's not. I think the limits would be the power of your device and your network, rather than. Although it doesn't take up that much network either. But yeah, just. But that's something we can test. Like, I could grab a couple more cameras probably and sort of make this this a bit more visually interesting. But yeah, I'm going to settle for one for today. Because one of my second best retired iPhone is now the baby monitor, so that's kind of mounted permanently above the cot. So yeah, let's see if we can get good audio. Let's see if. So I see I've still got video. I am going to switch over to. This is the audio. This is the video stream of the piano. I'm going to turn off the big light. By the way, some of this snow is real, but some of it is. Sorry, I'm up here. I should. Some of this snow is real, but some of them is a shader that I also made yesterday because I wanted it to be a bit more snowy. I've just got to make sure that we've got audio, and then I will cut my main mic. So we're going to take the Zoom L20. I'm going to cut my main mic and put on my headset, and I'm going to see if I can overcome some nerves and play some music. And clicks. Just restarting the piano app, and I'm going to put myself in focus. So I see that focus is a bit funny. Okay. Silent night, holy night.
sleeping
All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that. This is me. This is my music style-ish. So thanks for watching. See you next time.